Guys, welcome back. It is Racer X, and today I'm in Arlington, Texas, back with my good buddies here at Cooley Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram, and I want to do a little review today. Actually, I want to take a hard look at the Charger GT. Yes, they do make a Challenger version of this thing as well, but I've had a lot of questions about the GT. Obviously, it's similar engine-wise to the SXT, but it looks a lot like the RT. So I just want to give you guys some of the specs on that, drive it a little bit, and kind of give you my pros and cons of that thing. So it should be a fun one. Also, guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you slap the subscribe button down here in the corner. Hit the like. Here we go. We got the 1,000 horsepower helmet. So if you are a Charger fan, not a San Diego Charger fan, but a Dodge Charger fan, they have a lot of Chargers here. It goes all the way down, and then this whole other row comes all the way back. Quite a few. Now, all these are like V6s. They do obviously have some RTs, and I believe they've got a Scat Pack running around somewhere, a couple of Hellcats actually back over here. But I do want to show you just real quick, this is an SXT Charger. So take note, you can see the hood, it's just kind of flat. I want to show you what the wheels look like on this car. Keep in mind, this is more of a base model, 6-cylinder. But you should get some comparison as to, you know, what this thing looks like. And then when we jump over and look at the GT, things actually change quite a bit. Let's go take a look. And we've got the Hellcat section here. Love that. You can tell that's a 2019 because of the grille there. You know it's not a 2020 because it's not a wide body, but both of these cars are really sharp. I like them both. So for comparison, I've lined up two cars. One of these is a GT, the other is an RT. So you tell me, can you tell the difference? Which one of these cars is the GT V6 and which one is actually the RT with the 5.7 liter Hemi in it? Well, tell the truth, from the front, they look identical. You literally cannot tell the difference, but there are a couple other differences that I do want to show you, certainly between the SXT and the GT. That's the GT, by the way. So I'll show you a couple other quick things. So the wheels on the GT obviously look quite a bit different than they do on the SXT. They actually have the same wheels on it as the RT right next to it, which I will show you. So definitely something to consider there. And then of course, as you move back on the car, you can see, so the hood is not the only difference, guys. So you can see this one's got the rounded tips on it, similar to what you find on the Hemi over here. Now the tips on the Hemi are slightly bigger, but it has a very, very similar stance and look. This, of course, has the spoiler on the Hemi, and so does the GT here. So really what you're looking at is kind of a clone of a Hemi Charger. When you get the GT, you get the more aggressive looking hood, the bigger wheels, you get the spoiler, you get the bigger, the round exhaust tips in the back, just a little more high-end trim on this GT, and you do get that Pentastar V6. So let me show you that. And there is that 3.6 liter naturally aspirated Pentastar engine. Pretty solid little package in here, guys. You're looking at 300 horsepower on the GTs. So it's got enough punch to be dangerous, but nothing super crazy. Really, really nice looking engine here. Figure I'd point out just really quick, this particular vehicle has the cloth seats. It does not have the Alcantara. However, that is an option on these cars. Of course, you can get the leather as well. Inside is essentially identical to what you'll find over there in the Hemi. So, like I said, you save a little bit of money without getting all the leather and all the bells and whistles, but you still get that GT look on the outside. So now I'm actually aboard the Charger GT, and of course it has that very familiar Charger trim to me. Owning a Hellcat Charger really doesn't feel that much different on the inside. Now, of course, when I go to punch it, there are some differences. So I'll just tell you that right now. This car is it's just a really pleasant touring type car, guys. It's not a race car. It's just something to get out. Now, that doesn't mean it's slow by any stretch of the imagination. Will you outrun everything on the road? No. But it still gets out of its own way. That's the thing about this car. But it is a very comfortable driving car. And then the thing is, this particular one, I really like the suspension on these cars. For some odd reason, the 6-cylinder cars, whether it's the Charger or the Challenger, both are available in the GT. They just seem to ride really nice. They just kind of have more of a supple ride. and they're just sort of an enjoyable cruising type car. This one's big, of course, as we know the Chargers are, lots of room in it. So if you're a big person, you will like it. So really the big difference here is it looks like an RT, but it's got the V6 Pentastar power plant. So obviously if you're into racing and you want that big V8 grumble, the GT is still not for you. But if you want a really, really sharp look, it almost looks kind of like a Hellcat from going across the highway or whatever. So if you want that look, but you just kind of want that nice, smooth, you know, touring type car, you don't need all the horsepower, the GT might be a really, really good option for you. Of course, it does have sport mode here, which I just selected, and that wakes it up just a little bit. So we're headed up a hill, and yeah, car rolls out just fine. It's not terribly loud. It's not abrasive. It's just kind of a good looking car to drive. Of course, this one is mango green, so you stick out like a sore thumb, good or bad. But definitely something to consider there. But it's just a really nice, well-rounded car. That's my big takeaway on driving either the SXT or the GT. There's absolutely nothing wrong with these trim, guys. Obviously, the thing is, I'm a racer, so I do prefer to have a ton of horsepower under the hood, but that doesn't mean you can't still enjoy one of these. So what does it actually cost to get the GT package over the standard SXT? Well, it's about $2,000. So what does your $2,000 get you? In review, we've got obviously the different hood. Looks just like the RT does. You can see there. It's got basically the RT wheels on it. It's got the RT spoiler. It's got the round exhaust tips, and that pretty much covers it. So really, it's an appearance package, guys. So the GT is a really good-looking car. Do you want to spend the extra $2,000 over the SXT? That's really up to you. But essentially, it's an SXT in RT clothing, so to speak. Well, guys, that is it on the GT. So really, it's kind of up to you. Do you want to pay the extra $2,000 for the kit that goes on this car, or is the SXT good enough? It is a really nice driving car, guys. It's not a race car, but for the vast majority of people out there, pretty solid little package. I do want to thank my good buddy Daniel, who's actually standing right here with me. And you guys saw him in a couple other videos. And of course, he works up here at Cooley. And man, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you letting me review the car once again. And if you guys have anything need-wise from a car perspective, come see this guy. He will get you set up.
I got you. Take care. So, just good business.
Yes, sir. So now tell us where the address is here as well.
1261 East Airport Freeway. It's Clay Cooley Dodge. There's 3 stores on the lot. You got Dodge, Chevy, and Kia. I'm certified to sell at all 3.
So they got all 3. So when I do future reviews, it's good to come up here and review a Kia or Chevy as well. So these guys are super handy. Much appreciated, my friend. And we will catch you guys on the next one.